some people love.
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f*** is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen him down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mail, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
They said the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took are lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Tell me why they sleeping on me. On me. Tell me why they. Find me in the middle of the map, right in the center. I'm a saint right now, but we all born sinners. Take a couple L's if you wanna be a winner. When I think about the beat, it's synonymous with dinner. I've been eating too long, still starving. Sowing seed like I got my own garden. And I'm talking to the king while I'm flipping through James, making sure my cardiac don't harden. Mind your manners, Midwest flow, country grammar, out the slammer, way too free, and I rep my set. Young OG, loves my drug and IOD, prize my heel, my Achilles. Yeah, I mean that it come before the fall, grace deserving all. My sin had me dead, Yahweh took it all. I spit the truth in the booth, shaking lies all for ya. My God, covered in the blood, you would think that I was fangs on Dracula. My God, flip it all around, you would think he had your life on spatula. All ops will get massacred on the day that he comes right back for us. They said the early bird gon' get the worm. Feel like I'm stuck in line, waiting my turn. All of the L's I took are lessons I learned. Success, it gotta be earned. Tell me why they sleeping on me.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, today's live stream is going to be a little bit different than the normal ones, just a little bit different, only because all of the live stream revenue that is Super Chats right on time, Golden. Right on time. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for getting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. But guys, if you did not see the chat, in the chat, all tonight's live stream revenue and I think tomorrow's live stream revenue as well is all going to be going to the moderators. Why did I say moderators? I have never said that word in my life, but you guys know the mods. We got Crypto, Anon, Crypto Billy, D Petty Crypto. You guys know who they all are. Chemistry Bro, Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Jordan. You guys know who they are. In the chat right now, show your appreciation for the mods. And Mrs. Candles is not part of this, but Mrs. Candles is technically, or Mrs. Candles' hand is technically a mod. I don't want to offend anybody, but she's definitely got the best smelling hands. But anyway, guys, all tonight's live stream revenue and tomorrow's live stream revenue, whether it's Super Chats or gifted memberships, is all going to be going back to the mods unless it's like not that much. If it's not that much, we're going to figure that out, and we're just going to give back to you guys a little bit behind the scenes. But yeah, either way, both days of the live stream revenue is going to be going towards the mods. So if you love the mods as much as I do, go ahead and drop them a little gift in the chat. And yeah, we'll be giving something too. But I thought it'd be really cool, right? We get all these super chats and stuff, and I just figured, like, me and Tony were talking about, like, we should just like one day do a day where it's like Mod Appreciation Day, where all the super chats and live stream revenue goes towards the mods. And I was like, screw it. Let's do 2 of those days. So let's go. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, oh yeah, Tony D is excluded from this, by the way, guys. But he says, I'm excluded, by the way. Thanks for all you guys do. Frank and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the $50 super chat, or the mods. Thank you, Tony. Shout out to you, bro. We got Justice Palms says, for the mods, another $50. I was going to say 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to you, Justice. We appreciate you, and I know the mods do as well. And as always, Golden, you're an absolute legend for dropping those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. And the money is going to the best cause I could possibly think of to help out our mods who help out our channel forever. And wait, hang on a second. Shout out to Crypto Billy. How does this work? Crypto Billy, unbelievable. How is this going to work? Billy, I guess... you just get an extra $100. Whatever the split winds up being, you get the extra $100. But shout out to Crypto Billy with a $100 super chat. That's I don't know what happens. I think you just broke everything. I think it's all broken now. I don't know. We broke the system, guys. Billy hacked the system. But guys, yeah, so drop those super chats just so everybody knows. We're just going to be giving that all away to the mods again for today. Not only today, but also tomorrow. So shout out to the mods. We love you guys dearly. So yeah, hopefully we can get some super chats going here. But I mean, we already got the super chats going. But with all that being said, guys, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin today. We're taking a look at the key levels of support, the key levels of resistance. What the heck is going on with this thing? We kind of came up yesterday. Now we're kind of coming down. You guys know the kind of two major key levels I'm looking at, but I want to go over those with you guys again today and kind of talk to you guys about how I am working with these markets right now, what I'm doing to trade them. Am I in any trades? Maybe. We'll get into that in just a second, or maybe not. But yo, shout out to everybody. Mods. Look at this family. Look at this CandleMafia. They love you guys. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Anon Jr. Thank you for the super chat. Said Uncle Frankie, it's Luca. Here is for Dad. Yo, shout out to Luca. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here and tuning in and dropping that super chat. That's your first super chat, bro. Shout out to you, man. Showing appreciation to the mods. Let's go. And Golden with another 50 Frankie Candles memberships. I don't know exactly how much money that is, but it's like the equivalent of a very big super chat. So shout out to Golden. We love you, bro. Thank you so much. And we also got, oh my God, the super chats are crazy. V Slim said, don't spend it all in one place. Thank you, V Slim. Let's go. And we do have another one here from Self Wealth Crypto says, mods. There you go. A little tip. Let's get it. Shout out to you guys. And Crypto Billy saying, you get one. You get one. Shout out to Golden for dropping those memberships. And I will save some of these super chats. I'm sure they're going to kind of come in flowing pretty quickly. Tony D, please feel free to like shill that we're going to be, help out the mods. Shill that the money's going to them. Hopefully it will encourage people to give back a little bit. Shout out to Honest Crypto. Thank you for the $20 super chat, or at least the mods. Thank you. He says, let's go. Thanks, mods. And thanks, CandleMafia. Shout out to you guys. The best community on crypto YouTube. But Tony D, yeah, just got mods also. Just feel free to be like, hey guys, what's going on? All the revenue goes to us today. So drop those super chats if you can. But I'm going to let them kind of stack up. I will come back through and read through them because I'm sure they're probably going to come through pretty heavily. Shout out to Tony D, said financial advice. Tip the mods. Let's go, Tony. Shout out to you, bro. And Bewo dropping another $20. Yo, mods, let's go. We're off to a great start here today. And Golden, too, with another 50 Frankie Candles membership. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Unbelievable. All right, guys, we're going to jump into the charts right now. And I will let these, once the super chats and stuff come in, we'll come back and read through them. But yeah, shout out to the mods. We love you guys so much. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Shout out to Golden, man. Is that already like 50 memberships or is that 150 memberships? Dude, you are out of control in the best way. Let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. So guys, here we are. Let's pull up the correct chart. This is not the correct chart. Guys, what is going on here? Session disconnected. Somebody's trying to hack the mainframe here. Oh my God, what is going on? So here we are, guys. Now, as you know, these are kind of the major levels that we have been looking at over the past few days. And the question is, are we getting the big break to the upside? Are we going to get a move back to the downside? And I want to walk you through kind of what I have been expecting here, leading up to this point. How did we get here? And then I want to talk about where we are likely to go in the near future, moving into tomorrow and I guess the weekend. But as you guys know, obviously, we were trading up here. I'm going to get rid of some of these resistance levels. I will pull them up again fresh. But as you guys know, we were kind of bing-bonging around in this little sideways range that we have here. And then we deviated above that volume profile, put in some bearish confirmations. We went right back down to the POC and then right back down to the value area low. And then obviously we started breaking down below that range. We got accepted back into the lower volume profile. And we actually came back down to a very key level of support that we had been looking at on the live stream for quite some time. Also an area where we were looking for long positions in the premium Discord. But I do want to say this, right? We had this level marked out for very specific reasons, right? We had the 786 Fibonacci retracement level sitting right here at 62,269. And then just under that, we have the POC sitting at about 62,104. And then the value area low of that range lines up perfectly with the POC of the larger volume profile, giving us this kind of zone of support. Now, I will be honest, I did not take the long position down here because, simply put, Mrs. Candles, hello. You're just hanging out? Oh, all right. Mrs. Candle says sometimes she likes to learn. Well, Mrs. Candles, learn from my mistakes. Yeah, as we came down here, guys, this was actually a key level of support that we were looking at. But I will be honest, I did not take a long position off of here, although it actually would have been a pretty nice position to take. We actually did get a nice little bullish divergence here on the 1 hour, which would have been somewhat of a nice confirmation to take along. The real reason I did not take a position here, guys, was simply because I was expecting lower, right? I was expecting to at least make our way down to that value area low, because just simply put, as you know, once we get below that value area high, you're going to be looking for that move down to the POC, and then eventually you lose that POC and look to go down to the low. And, I just kind of thought this would be a good time to talk. There's a Mrs. Candle's hands in the chat. Look at that. Let's go. You guys know the volume profiles, we always talk about how it is very likely to go from the high to the POC, down to the low, or from the low to the POC and back up to the high. And it doesn't play out 100% of the time. And this is a perfect example of that. I was waiting to come down a little bit lower to the bottom of the range. And to be quite honest with you, I really wanted to come down here and interact with this wick at about $59,088. Simply put, we did wind up getting the bounce off the POC, and it did give us a little bit more of a big move to the upside. So I did not take the long here. I still only remain in my long position from down here at $40,000. I entered in this little area of consolidation, so I am holding that trade. However, I am not in any other positions, and I know a lot of people, they get all bent out of shape, missing a position, right? And I want to be very clear here. I did not chase this long, right? Just because we bounced here and we moved up, I did not chase this long. The reason for that is because typically when you chase your trades, you are going to lose your money. Look at the Mrs. Candle's hands in chat. Let's go. Let's see. But yeah, that is basically, shout out to Gurkha. Shout out to you, bro. He said, extend that volume profile to the right and see the magic. Bada boom, right to that value area low. Shout out to Gurkha. Get out of my brain, dude. Shout out to you, bro. But I want to continue on here real quick. Missed the position, no big deal, right? Why? Because, there's always another opportunity. And this is something I've been talking about a lot recently. Simply put, guys, you know that I was either going to be waiting to come down to some of these lower levels. I'm going to get rid of this blue box because this is, if we do come back down, I wouldn't expect to bounce off that same area, necessarily. But there's kind of a couple of different levels that I'm looking at for a next trade. Now you guys know, right? Pull this volume profile. There is a very, very, very clear level that I am looking at for potential short positions, and it does come in on this golden pocket. When you pull, I'm going to have to reset some of these settings real quick. Let me pull up GP. Bada boom, right? So right here at about $69,000 is where the start of that golden pocket is. We also have a weekly level of resistance, I believe, in here as well. Going to be a pretty strong level to be keeping an eye on. And go ahead and label that weekly. So this is kind of, and this is the level that we were looking at yesterday. These are the two major levels, right? This golden pocket is the first area that I will be potentially looking for short positions. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm just going to magically take a short when we get up there, but as we assess the situation up here, this is where I will look for the bearish confirmations for a potential short entry to come down to some lower prices. Now, if we do wind up getting up there and we do not get the bearish confirmations and we kind of bang around up here and we flip this level to support, what would we expect at this point, right? Simply put, you would expect, not only are you above your PLC of the range, but once you get above that golden pocket, you're not only expecting to go to the value area high because you're above your POC, but also once you get above the golden pocket, the next Fibonacci retracement level is simply sitting at the 786. So with that being said, here's the thing. In my opinion, the fact that we have the weekly level here makes this golden pocket a stronger level to look for a short at than this 786. Now, I will still be looking at this as resistance. However, I just want to say I am putting a bit more weight on this golden pocket because in my opinion, a 786 value area high, although pretty nice confluence for resistance, the fact that we have this weekly level up here, it does make this level a little bit stronger in my opinion. So simply put, if we continue up, right, if we do wind up just come up, this puts in a higher low, and we continue back to the upside, this is where I will be looking for shorts. Once we flip that level to support, I am going to be looking up to the high of the range. And, of course, as you come to the high of the range and deviate, you can always be looking for short positions because, if you're not going to come down, likely you're not going to get confirmations to take a short here. So, but once we break above this weekly level and you flip that weekly level to support, it could potentially be strong enough to give you a big move to break the all-time highs. And, when you take a look at Market Cipher B here, at that point, if we do flip that weekly level to support, you have to think to yourself, like, what is the daily likely to be doing at that time, right? Likely, you're probably going to be printing a green dot. And alone, that green dot, especially if money flow starts to curve back up, could potentially give us a break of that all-time high. So my general sentiment right now, guys, is basically still neutral, right? And we talked about this yesterday and the day before. All through these moves up, it was kind of just blindly long the lows, long the dips, and hold for all-time highs. Long the dip, hold for a new all-time high, or at least new yearly highs, right? It kind of started down here. Long the dips, wait for a yearly high. Long the dip, wait for a yearly high. Long the dip, wait for a yearly high. Long the dip, wait for a yearly high. And then eventually that turned into long the dip, look for a new all-time high. Long the dip, look for a new all-time high. And it was very, very bullish, right? And then, last week, or, a while ago, I started to kind of change my tune right as we started to deviate above this volume profile. For many reasons, right? We had bearish divergences on some key time frames with money flow coming out, indicating that the trend would likely continue to the downside, which made me think, right, probably time to, maybe not blindly long the lows, but, maybe, long with a little bit more caution at this point. And then we wound up getting back into the range, coming back down to the value area low, and then we just slipped that value area low, and we're kind of playing around back within this volume profile. So, at this point, it's kind of a mixed bag, right? Because things are still not just, as far as Market Cipher, things are still not just looking like up and to the right. Doesn't mean we can't make new all-time highs, though. And the reason for this is the fact that, money flows cross over into the red on the 4-hour. Also, your daily money flow is, I guess you could argue this is coming up locally but if you look at this over time, right, you have a high here, technically a lower high right here. And then you come on down to the 16-hour. This money flow is generally trending down. 12-hour money flow also generally trending down. VWAP's rolling over as well. So, this gives me, kind of like chop vibes, right? This isn't something that is, if anything, if you take anything away from this money flow, I would be taking away that this is more bearish than bullish. But, it is, we're also in the midst of a very, very bullish move where we typically see money flow stick in the green much longer than it stays in the red. So with that being said, it gives me this kind of like neutralist bias, right? Simply just, I have to lean a little bit, money flow is leaning bearish. We're in a strong bullish move. We did technically put in a higher low here. So it's kind of a mixed bag, right? The market structure still remains intact, right? Like no major market structure has been broken on the higher time frames. So this would generally, if I'm just looking at the price action, this would generally make me have a longer term bias outlook, right? Still potentially looking for all-time highs. However, when we see money flow coming out on things like the 16 and the 12-hour, that may indicate a downtrend to continue, and we are locally putting in lower highs, right? Boom, boom, boom. It is a little bit of a mixed bag, right? And just the fact that you can't rely on an indicator 100% to just be accurate 100% of the time, it does make it a little bit difficult to read. Now, luckily, we are traders, right? So we could just look within the context of the local ranges and look for some trades, right? So it doesn't really necessarily matter, if we're able to guess if we're going to come up or down. We're simply just reacting off of the levels. So simply put, if we come up here, I will be looking for shorts. Once we flip that weekly to support, sure, you could look for resistance here, but I do think once you flip that weekly, if the green dot on the daily is printing, it is going to be more likely to break the all-time high, right? In which case, we could take a look at our next key targets to the upside in just a minute. But if we do wind up coming down, my levels remain the same, right? We do have the POC down here that we just bounced off of, so the next major level I'd look at is the value area low, sitting at 60,150, and then this wick low at about $59,088 is also going to be very key because we all know, right? We looked at this we've looked at this a bunch of times. Once you lose this this wick right here at $59,088, the last line of defense is sitting right down here at 57,000, which, to be quite honest with you, isn't even really that strong of a level, right? Really, all I see here is a high volume node. We don't have any high time frame horizontal levels. We don't have any monthlies, weeklies, daily naked points of controls. There's really not too much here, to be honest. There is a different value area low down here. But to be quite honest, like we could get a bounce here, right? I will be watching this level for potential scalps, but when we're talking longer term, when we're talking like big, strong, high time frame levels, if we come back down to this low and we do not get a good reaction as we deviate from this range to come back up, I will simply be very, very cautious of coming down to 57K, because once you lose 57, you're likely to get a quick move down all the way to this level here at about $51,598, right? And that does come in with this, it lines up nicely with this little cluster of consolidation. And then obviously, if we pull our volume profile, not only do we have the same POC as this high volume node, which is obvious, but we also have this volume profile that if we do come back down to these levels, we can use this volume profile as... Why is this POC on? Let me turn this off real quick. Boom. If we do come back down there, we can simply use this volume profile as context into what price is likely to do next, right? So if your value area high, POC, value area low, and then once we get in there, we could kind of use that as context into where to potentially look for our next trade. And then, again, I said this yesterday, just looking at this chart, even if you weren't looking at the visible range volume profile, you just look at this and you see, big move up, typically will end up being a big move down, right? Like anytime you see this, if you can't use the visible range volume profile, you don't have access to it or something like that, typically when you see these big moves up, they will result in big moves down, because oftentimes when you see these big moves up, they are accompanied by these big gaps in volume where there's nothing holding you up, giving you that fast move. And then obviously that $57,000 level is likely to give you something, because you got the gap here, and then obviously there's not really a gap here. So that's why I'm watching that level. And you can see that this high volume node is also not confluent, but, and this is obvious, but like if you don't look at the volume profile, you could kind of use this same strategy by just looking at your candlesticks where, quick move up, probably going to be pretty fast. But then here you kind of got caught up a little bit. So you could expect some kind of support there if you come back down. And then again, if you're using the visible range volume profile, you would just look for the high volume node. But just looking at your price action, you don't need the volume profile to see this if you know what you're looking at in the price action. So these are the next levels to the downside. Like I said, most interested in longs down at the bottom of this range if we get there. If not, I'll be interested in a short up here. And then if we don't get the short here, you might be thinking like, well, Frankie, what if you go up to all-time highs? Like, don't you want a long? Sure, if I get a setup like on a local time frame or something like that, maybe. But simply put, if we come up here and we do not get the bearish confirmations to go short, and we're just simply going to be looking, again, resistance at the value area high, but really I'll be looking for all-time highs if the green dot is printing on the daily, in which case my old long, but my swing long down here at $39,989 will simply continue to pay me out, right? So I'm already prepared. If we break all-time highs, I already had a pretty good trade in that's going to continue to make me money. So there's no reason for me to like add extra risk, in my opinion, to just try to find a willy-nilly trade, because at this point, if we don't come back down to this value area low, there's really no place where I would be looking to take a long. Now, you could argue like, hey, aren't we breaking above? Like, let me hide this mini range real quick, because I don't want anyone thinking like just because I'm not taking a trade, like doesn't mean that there's no trade to take at all, right? Like you could just randomly get into a long here and take it up, right? Because in hindsight, let's just say, well, actually, hang on. Let me, I hid the wrong range. I want to hide this mini range. Hide the local, and then let's bring this back up. So you could look at this as like, well, hey, what does this look like, right? When you look at this alone, what does this look like? And I will say this is a valid setup in my opinion. Now, I'm not taking this trade again because I wouldn't really have high hopes on it. I don't get all the confirmations that I want. But what's happening here, right? We simply we deviated from the high of the range, put in that bearish divergence with money flow coming out. We got back into the value area, retested the high, came to the POC, and then down to the low, right? Then what happened? We deviated below the low. This is where you want to be looking for longs, right? Typically, if you're trading the volume profile, this is where you look for longs. Technically, we did get the 1 hour. Excuse me. Technically, we did get the 1 hour bull div here. So, that is somewhat of a valid setup in my opinion. Now, I don't just long the bull divs below the value area, but this will be a good sign to be like, hey, let's check the order flow. Let's look for some other confirmations, because if we confirm this bull div, we may be able to do what? Right? We may be able to get back into the value area, flip the value area low to support, and then you're looking to go to your high. But again, like, this was not something that I had a lot of confirmation on, which is why I did not take the trade. But it could be argued, right, that you get up here, flip the value area low to support, and the next place you would be looking is to that value area high. But because we have the weekly level, because we have money flow kind of wonky on a lot of time frames, I am not looking at that as a setup that I'm going to take. Again, doesn't mean it won't play out. I'm not going to leave this up here, but, that position would essentially, if you were getting in where we're at right now, that position would simply look like you wait for price to come up, hold that as support, and then as you're being accepted into this range, the thought process is like, well, hey, the next place to go is probably the POC. If we get above the POC, we're probably going to be looking towards the high. So again, not a position I am in or looking to take, but that, if you are looking at this, I just want to be clear, if you're looking at this, be like, wait, Frankie, I thought I finally understood the volume profiles, and now you're saying this isn't a good setup. It's not a good setup for me, but definitely valid, right? You're not looking at the volume profiles wrong. You understand them. This is a valid, you are definitely valid for thinking that this could potentially go to the value area high. But due to other analysis, I'm not banking on that. But again, right, I'm also set up, right? I'm not going to miss the move, right? If we get a move up, right, we break all-time highs and keep ripping, I'm not going to be sitting out of this entire move because I have my long from much lower. So for you, right, maybe you, I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I'm saying, like, based off your trading plan and your trading situation, right? Maybe you're not in the long from lower. Maybe you're, maybe it does make more sense for you to take that trade. It is technically valid, just not the best setup in my opinion. Not enough for me to take the extra risk when I'm already in a long. So with that being said, that's what I'm looking at. Not impossible to bounce here, but really I'd be looking for shorts here. We flip this to support. We're looking for higher. If we come down, we're simply going to be looking at the range below to come down here to look for our new long position, or my new long position, not yours, down here between value area low coming in at $60,129. And then you have your wick down here, which, by the way, doesn't at the moment really have any kind of visible liquidity on the heat maps. So just keep that in mind, right? It's not the most... it's like sometimes these levels, these little wicks, right, where we expect a lot of liquidity to be sitting below, oftentimes we can look at the liquidation heat maps and actually see that we have a ton of liquidity sitting down there. So if I come over here to the 7-day, run that liquidation heat map really quickly. Oh, my God. Hang on, guys. I apologize. I don't know why this happens to me. Come on. It happened the other day because our account was expired. Did this work? Come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, computer. There we go. Okay. So if we take a look here at the 7-day time frame, and we go ahead and zoom in here, right? Let me see. That wick is at 50,000. Zoom in a bit. Bada boom. Where are we at? We might have to go to the 7-day. I'm sorry, the 1 month. The point being here, guys, is underneath that wick. Yeah, which I guess is sitting right. We're going to have to go back even further? Hang on. Is this a joke? Hold up. What is this? This is February 26th. When was that wick at? Yeah, March 4th. Where are we? 59,000. That's why I'm looking at 50,000. So, dude, am I tripping right now? Where is this wick at? Oh, you know what? It might not be on the Binance chart. That is why. March 5th. So it's right here. So, all right. So we zoom in a little bit here. Let me actually get that actual price action in here. So, yeah, it's really this right here. It's just not, the wick doesn't come down to, no, is that it? Yo, am I tripping right now? March 5th. It's got to be it. Yeah, March 5th. Okay. Either way, we do have some liquidity down here, right? So you do somewhat have that liquidity down there. So actually, this has developed a little bit more since the last time I looked at it. So I kind of retract what I just said, right? Before, when I was looking at this, there was not much liquidity sitting below. It is starting to build up just a little bit down here. Between about 60,800 and about 59, I would bring it down to about 59,100, which is where that wick is sitting. So, we do have that liquidity down there. So that is why I'm going to be paying attention if we do get that drop down, which, again, may or may not happen. Like I said, I am quite neutral here. Let me see here. Bada boom. If we do get down there, right, this wick is going to be a big, big level to watch. And again, I was going to kind of say, like, I'm a little suspicious about it because there's not a lot of liquidity below. But again, as we check the heat map here, we can see it is starting to build up here. So there is liquidity down there. It would be valid to look for price to come down here, come down, hit those liquidation levels, get a little bit of a panic wick before whipping back up, closing the candle above that level. And at that point, we can look for a potential reacceptance into the range and a ride back up to the value area high, which may be the trigger to come to the high of the next range and potentially break out to new all-time highs. So this is kind of a long scenario that I'm looking at. But again, like, if we don't come down there, I'm just looking to hold my long from lower to profit off of that. So really the next trade I'm really looking to take if we do not come back down to that level is simply going to be the short here. If not, I'm sitting on my hands, going to keep cashing out on my longer term long, and then we can find our next key levels, which brings me to our next section of the stream. But before we do that, I do see Tony D dropping another super chat in here, bro. I want to say thank you, but I'm really thanking you for the mods. I said, whoops, drop this. Going right to the mods. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. We got, oh my God, look at the pink in here, guys. These super chats ain't just regular super chats. Shout out to the best mods in the game. Shout out to John Wick. What is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. Dropping that love for the chat. For the mods. Let's go. Thank you so much, bro. I know the mods appreciate it. Shout out to the Wolverine dropping a $10 super chat. Let's go. Absolutely incredible. Wolfman Ate My Crypto says, let's go. Thank you, CandleMafia mods. Appreciate all you do. Love you, Frank. Love you, mods. Love you, Mafia. Bing bong. Hashtag value. Let's go. Shout out to Wolfman. Let's get it. Shout out to, speaking of Wolfman Ate My Crypto, I am rocking something special today, guys. And it is not only a fresh can of Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, but I am repping that Aztecian Cactus Moss Water koozie. Let's go. Shout out to Wolfman Ate My Crypto. Let's get it. Thank you for dropping love for the chat, bro. I keep saying chat. For the mods, they appreciate it, and I do as well. Shout out to Bewo, said, let's see that good old dumping pump. Let's go. Shout out to Bewo. Thank you for the super chat. Crypto Anon, this is illegal. He said, thank you, Mafia. Frankie has put together the most amazing community and super grateful to be a part of it. Love you all. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Anon, you're a mod. So, Billy and Anon, we're supposed to super chat you. You can't super chat. Shout out to Anon and shout out to Crypto Billy. But you guys are the absolute best. Unbelievable. We not only have the best mods, but we have the best community, and this proves it. Shout out to Jay Gilly, said, peer pressure. JK, I love the mods. Shout out to Jay Gilly. Yo, this is crazy, guys. The fact that the Mafia wants to give back so much to the mods really is a testament to this community. Insane. So shout out to everybody who, yes, the koozie lives. Absolutely, Wolfman. And they will live on forever, even if I have to order custom Aztecian Cactus Moss Water cans and just fill them with water because Mrs. Candles and Tony D won't let me drink any more energy drinks. Anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. And take a look here. And shout out to DJ Meat Missile. Shout out to you, bro, with the Godfather PFP. Said, for the mods and Frankie, can you do TA on Doge? Thank you. Shout out to DJ Meat Missile. Of course I can. But that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin for the most part, guys. I am, in the medium term, expecting to break these all-time highs at some point. The question is, are we going to come down for a long entry first? If not, simply going to hold my longs from lower to take those all-time highs. And again, if we don't get the short setup here, it'll simply just be sit on my hands, let the long pay me, and look for our next setup. Before we go ahead and take a quick look at the altcoins, guys, what I do want to do here is I want to talk about our next key levels of resistance. And to do that, what I have to do is I have to pull up this other chart. Actually, you know what? I'll just pull it up on here. So let's go ahead and pull a fib here real quick. I am going to have to pull up another chart to pull up the spider lines, which, by the way, I was not looking at this at the time. But I will say that level, right, that we were looking at right down here at about $61,000, between $62,000 and $61,000 within this little range of consolidation. I will say this. Not only did we bounce off that POC and get a bounce, but maybe the reason why we did not see that value area low and we did front run that POC, I did not see this at the moment, shockingly, but we did actually have a nice spider line right in line with that point of control from this old range, which definitely added to the validity of that bounce on this level, right? Like that spider line was coming in, right about 61.5, right? Like just at that same exact level before getting the bounce. So, if I had seen that, I may have been a little bit more inclined to take a long. But again, no big deal. We do not chase trades here. Shout out to the Wolverine. Thank you for the super chat. He says, hey, Frankie, can you do TA on Adam? I don't really know how. So my friend Adam, he lives in New York. We're going to have to fly him out here. And then I don't know how we like measure him or something. I'm just kidding. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, we can take a look at Adam. No problem. I got you. I don't know why I'm like this, guys. I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and continue on here. So the next key levels to the upside, guys. I'm going to hide these liquidations really quick. And actually, no, we talk about these liquidations all the time. So let me actually bring these up. We know, right, by looking at the liquidation heat map, if we zoom out a bit, we could see here. We have a decent bit of liquidity sitting up here, sitting between about 74 and about $75,000. So, again, when I say I do expect to take these all-time highs soon, it does have something to do with the fact that we have all this liquidity sitting here. And remember, the liquidation levels act as a magnet for price, right? So this is oftentimes where you'll see a range form. That's why I'm open to a little push down or a little pullback into this liquidity here before going to take that. And it doesn't necessarily mean just because we have more liquidity at the top, we're going to go there first. Now, we could. I'm not saying we can't. But, a lot of people, I always say this, a lot of people would say, oh, we have liquidity sitting below. We have to go take that before we go take the highs. Now, in my experience, right, now, maybe someone who's been trading for 45 years would tell you something different in their experience. But in my experience trading, there is really no rhyme or reason to, we're closer to this liquidity. Does it make it more likely to get hit? Maybe. But, a lot of people will say we have to take this liquidity before we break down. That is simply not the case, right? I've seen time and time again where you have a ton of liquidity sitting above a high and you get a big breakdown first. And a lot of times you'll never go take that liquidity ever again, right? Like there is liquidity sitting down at lower levels that we haven't seen on Bitcoin in years. It doesn't guarantee that we have to go take that liquidity. So, but just remember, right? Part of the reason why I would expect to come take these highs somewhat soon is that we have the liquidity there and it will likely act as a magnet. The question is, are we going to get sucked up towards that magnet first or sucked down towards this magnet first? We're closer to this magnet sitting at that wick at about 59,000, right? We're closer to that magnet, but this magnet has a lot more liquidations, potentially making it a little bit stronger. This is why I'm neutral, guys. So simply put, understanding, right, the reason I bring that up is because that's basically what I have marked out on the chart here. So if we do wind up coming back up, bada boom, right, bing bong, come up here, break that value area low, value area high of this local range. If we come into these liquidations, this is where you would expect those shorts to start getting stopped out, which could cause a little bit of a spike to the upside with one of those liquidation wicks, pushing us into our next key level of resistance, which, to be quite honest with you guys, is a little bit of a cluster tuck, I'll call it. It's a little bit of a you could see this, right? There is a lot of levels within here. And let me come up to a higher time frame, readjust the, and what are we, we're on log? Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom out. And let's come up to the daily, right? So simply put, our next key level to the upside, honestly, obviously we're going to be targeting that liquidity. However, if we do push up right above those liquidations, we have quite a strong zone of resistance, right? And I would call this between about 75,982, right? Assuming that we get through all these liquidations and it pushes us into these next levels. Simply put, between about 76K all the way up to about 77.5 is going to be that next zone of support. Resistance, right? So basically between these two numbers, right? 77,711 and 75,954. This is the next zone of resistance. And again, you have some spider lines flying through here as well. So keep in mind that that is not going to be the Yeah, so like 76, 75, 982. Yeah, 76K is kind of where it begins. And then if you push up a little bit higher, you will hit those spider lines / Fibonacci extension level at about 77.7. So this is going to be, this zone right here between these two numbers is going to be the next key level of resistance. So we come up, targeting to come take that liquidity. Maybe that gives us a spike up into that level, and this would be the next major target. So simply put, I'm going to leave that there. That is what I'm looking at if we do get that move to the upside. And again, if we're going to get that move up, I think that green dot on the daily may be a better thing than any to give us that move. But again, if I could say I prefer something, I will say this. I would really prefer to come back down to these lows, right? This is what I would really prefer. Push up to the weekly, bearish confirmation. Now, this doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but this is what I hope happens. Come up to the weekly, golden pocket retracement, put in a range, find a nice little bearish confirmation to take a short here, break back down to this value area low, look for the long, and then go take the liquidity, right? What are we doing there, right? We're fulfilling, scooping the closer liquidity, right? Coming to take that, and then, probably wrecking the most people as well, right? Like right now, a lot of people are expecting move up, which may happen, right? But it would wreck more people because I think a push down here would wreck more people than a pump, right? I think a lot of people are still FOMO long here, and I think a lot more people will get wrecked to the downside. So I'd love to come up here, catch a short, come take the liquidity below, and then finally go break that all-time high to take the real liquidity above these highs. But again, it doesn't make it more, just because that's what I want to happen does not mean that is the likely scenario. Honestly, I would bet against that, right? Typically, the thing you want to happen is not what's going to happen. But that is what I think would make sense, and that's what I would prefer. But that's not how I'm trading it, right? I'm simply just waiting. I'm not taking a trade till we get here, or above the all-time highs. I could look for the resistance here. I could look for some shorts, right? So that's what I'll be looking at, right? Leaning mostly neutral. But these are the key levels that I'm watching, right? I'll just leave that there. So let's continue on here. I saw Golden pop up a few times. Golden, what is going on in here? Let me scroll up a bit. Let's see. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, yo, Tony D, I think you dropped this. Yo, you guys are wild. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Yo, Tony, you dropped this. Tony keeps dropping money in the chat. Tony, can we super chat myself? I don't think I can. So, yeah. I'll drop my super chat in private with you, with the mods, because I don't think we can super chat ourselves. We can gift memberships, but we can't super chat. But let me go ahead and move on with these super chats. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Thank you so much for supporting the mods, bro. Golden, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just smashing buttons on my screen. Shout out to Golden, bro. You are insane. I don't know. I'm lost. It keeps making me spend money. Shout out to Golden. You're a legend, bro. If you guys think Golden's a legend for all the super chats and gifted memberships, he's also giving away 0.02 Bitcoin to everybody, not everybody in the Mafia. I want to be very clear about that. Whew, I got to be careful how I talk. He is giving away 0.02 Bitcoin to the CandleMafia for one lucky winner. If you guys want to get in to win that 0.02 Bitcoin, hit the link in the description down below to join our free Discord. Let me see. Actually, I can pull this up. Come to the premium, not the premium Discord. Come to the free Discord. Come to Mafia Community. Go to giveaways and simply just click this participate button, and it will get you in to win Golden's 0.02 Bitcoin giveaway. And he's giving money away in chat right now. Shout out to Golden, the absolute legend. But let's see. Let's continue on here. Yo, Golden, you're cracking me up, bro. Golden said, sorry, I'm still trying to figure this computer thingy out and how it works. Shout out to Golden. I think the mods don't mind, Golden. Shout out to you. Genesis says, how liquidation heat map works when you see up to 90K, that means the liquidation price is set to that price in the future. So how these liquidation, very, very good question, Genesis. These liquidation heat maps, I first off want to say, these are estimations, right? These are not necessarily like pulled from actual liquidation levels on the exchange. This is assumed liquidations. Now, in my opinion, they do work very well, right? They are oftentimes very accurate, but it is important to realize that they are estimations. But yeah, I see what you're saying here. Like, so what this is saying, right? Based off the amount of leverage people use, you can measure how far away their liquidation level will be, right? So I don't know exactly how the calculation is done, but I assume they take information, some kind of information from the exchange to figure out how many 100x, how many 50x, how many 25x leverage positions are in the market, right? And then at certain prices, and then they most likely will aggregate all that volume, right? Or try to figure out the amount of positions taken, long or short, and then they at each leverage, right? So for 100x leverage, obviously those liquidations are going to be much tighter than lower leverage stuff, right? So basically what they're doing is they try to assume or figure out how many people are in longs or shorts at certain leverages, and then again, I don't know exactly how it's calculated, but then this is just plotted onto the heat map. So if you are say short from this high here, depending on the leverage you're using, obviously a lot of those liquidation levels are going to be in this area, right? Now, even someone who shorts a little bit lower, if they're using lower leverage, right? If you're short here and you use 50x leverage or 100x leverage, maybe your liquidation level is pretty close, right? But even if, let's say you short down here with much lower leverage, well, then your liquidation level is going to be much farther away. So it could still lie up here with those higher. It really depends on where the positions are entered, right? So that's pretty much how it works. So yeah, like if you are short here with really, really low leverage, your liquidation point is going to be pretty high up, and that's what you're seeing up here. You might be thinking to yourself, how could there be liquidation levels at a place where price has never been? And simply put, it's because if you're short here, say, I don't know the actual number, right? But for fun, let's say like you're 5x short here, right? Maybe your liquidation levels sit right up here. So if you come up all the way over here, you have to come up to, say, $78,000 to get liquidated on that whatever leverage short. Does that make sense? So the higher leverage shorts are going to be much closer, and then the lower leverage shorts are going to be much higher. So these are basically low leverage liquidation levels. So there you go. Where, closer up, these are probably much higher leverage. And they actually do have actually High Block Capital, shout out to them. If you look at liquidation levels, they have other tools here that are not the heat map that give you a little bit more detail into what you're looking at, and it actually separates, the different types of leverage, right? So let me turn down the granularity here to clean it up a little bit. But you can see down here there is, there's a, you can see, right, the purple is low leverage. The whatever, pink, yellow, orange, whatever color that is, high leverage, and then the blue ones are medium leverage, right? So this can actually let you know like where the actual high leverage, the low leverage, and the medium leverage positions are. So yeah, you can get like more information on that. But I just like to use the liquidation heat map, right? It's just a little bit easier to digest. And when I'm looking at things, I just like looking at it on an actual, chart like trading view, right? Just makes a lot of sense to me. So there we go. Quick little lesson on the heat maps. And then so shout out to Genesis. Thank you for the super chat. And great question, brother. Great question. Hopefully that answers it. Golden, get out of here, bro. Not really, though. Help out the mods. We appreciate it. But shout out to Golden. Another super chat said, did I do it correctly this time? I'm confused. Yo, Golden, you are wild, bro. You are wild. Unbelievable. The support for the mods is absolutely insane. Oh, my God. And then he just sent another one. Okay, I think I got it this time. Fingers crossed. Shout out to Golden. Unbelievable, bro. You might be the most generous person I've ever met in my life. And I know the mods are appreciative. Oh, Dave Digital said mine's broken. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. Yo, the community love here is insane. I absolutely love it. Absolutely insane. You guys are crazy, bro. All right, let's continue on. Tony D dropping a gifted membership. Let's get it. But let's go ahead and let's continue on. Check the monthly on BTC. We tap out. Shout out to Crypto Aloe. What exactly do you mean by tap out? Let me know, and I will definitely go check it. All right, let's continue on here. So, with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and start taking a look at some of those altcoins. And if you want to see your favorite altcoin, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And Rob the Crypto Stomp will count up the votes and let us know which ones we're looking at. Let's see. Shout out to Anurag. Shout out to you. Hopefully I said that right. I said BTC bottom for this crash, question mark. Hard to call right now, right? As I was just saying, a little bit hard to call right now. I'll be quite honest with you. I do think I would really prefer, a bigger drop before looking for the long. But again, I am still bullish in the medium term, looking for higher prices. I'm neutral, right? Like I said, when I'm neutral like this, guys, I know this is like really not what people want to hear, even though it's just the fact of the matter, right? There really is nothing to say. Like when the charts look neutral, like I can't really call for higher or lower. So what I like to do there to kind of like satisfy is I just tell you what I'm doing, right? So for anyone real quick, but while you guys are spamming those altcoins in the chat, at Tony D, we can super chat ourselves? Is that a real thing? Tony D, if we could super chat ourselves, let me know. That would be interesting. I don't know. Chemistry Bro, we can super chat ourselves. All right. I don't know. Tony D, super chat the mods. I don't know. Price of your discretion, I guess. I don't know. You're the boss, dude. I'm just the guy on camera. Shout out to Tony D. That's weird. Why does it let us super chat ourselves? That is the weirdest thing in the world. Oh, Captain Kirk. Guys, when you have mods, we wanted this revenue to go to the mods, and a lot of these super chats are from the mods. This is crazy. Shout out to Captain Kirk. CandleMafia Mama said, love to the Don and all of the CandleMafia. Let's go. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Good to see you, and thank you for giving the super chat. It's going to a good cause. It's going to help out our mods who deserve it more than anybody, right? So there we go. Oh my God, Frankie Candle with a $200 super chat. Let's go, yo! It is the weirdest thing in the world that we could super chat ourselves. And he said, "Dang, Frankie Candle's just dropping. I guess not really a curse word. Dang, I keep dropping money. I'm so clumsy. Dang it. Whoops." Anyway, shout out to the mods. Let's go. Shout out to Frankie Candles for the super chat. We appreciate you, bro. Even though I'm jealous of your calves. Anyway, let's continue on here, guys. Like I said, to kind of not satisfy the up or down kind of argument. Again, I'm not expecting, I'm not really comfortable calling for way higher or calling for way lower. But if we come down, looking for longs here. If we come up, looking for shorts here. Flip this to support. I'm holding my longs from lower to cash out, right? So that's how I'm handling things. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hand said, happy birthday, Rob. Let's go. And Retro Mike said, when you got 60K subs, YouTube lets you do anything you want. Let's go. Shout out to Retro Mike. I like that. Tony D, wait. I think I just broke the system, bro. What if we just super chat ourselves a ton of money every day? That's like an infinite money glitch, right? Shout out to Tony D. Crypto Mike, what is going on, bro? He said, Doge, please. Yes, we can take a look. Actually, we'll start with Doge. Just because, we'll take a look at Doge, then we'll take a look at Ethereum, and then we'll take the requests. And shout out to Kyle. Thank you for being here, bro. He said, Volumint. Is that a thing? Oh, I guess it is. Interesting. I'm going to take a look at, let's take a look at Doge first. And then we'll take a look at Volumint. Thank you for the super chat, guys. I appreciate you, and I know the mods do too. And real quick, guys. I got to take a sip of this Aztecian Cactus Moss Water real quick. So while I take a sip of this, guys, feel free to hang out, look around, look off the screen or something. I don't know. I'm just going to take a sip of this. Don't worry about it, all right? Woo! That's good Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Let's go. But let's go ahead and take a look at Doge. Bada boom, bada bing. Will TradingView give us the little dancing Doge? I don't know when it does that. You guys ever pull up Doge and like the little dog comes up and dances? I think it might be when Doge is pumping. But let's take a look here, right? Yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday we were looking at this? Yeah. So anyway, simply put, guys, like in the grand scheme of things here, obviously, as we bing bong back and forth here, we got to break out of that bear market range, came up and tested that value area low of the macro range above, and then we got a little bit of a cool off, right? Where did we get the bounce? Right off that golden pocket. Now, this is, a pretty likely place to get a bounce off of. However, we'll have to see, right? In my opinion, I'll be quite honest. This daily does look like it may want to break the highs here. Right? And what that would do is potentially give us a bearish divergence on the daily, right? Because our market cipher momentum waves are potentially setting up to do something like that, right? Where you get a lower high with the higher high, and then you get your bearish divergence. Now, a little too far off to call that, but this is somewhat of a tight little momentum wave here, close to that zero line. Sometimes they give us big moves up, but I will be honest. Yeah, money flow and here's the thing, right? With the daily VWAP, we're getting the green dot on Doge. Now, we are not getting the green dot yet on Bitcoin, but when you see the 12 and the 16-hour red dots looking to print, this could potentially, and this is happening on Doge as well, this could potentially indicate that we are going to cool off before getting another move up. So, you know, I know this is hard to kind of, I am going to be suspicious, right, of potentially coming back down here, right? Why? Because we have an untapped 786. Your 12-hour VWAP is rolling over, right? 10-hour VWAP also rolling over. And then your 8-hour is also rolling over. Now, with that 8-hour red dot looking to print, we would want to come down to the 30-minute and the 24-minute money flow. Is this coming out? Not really. It's kind of coming up. But you do have time for that 8-hour red dot to print, right? So as that 8-hour red dot prints, I would be watching that 30-minute money flow crossover. If you get that money flow crossover to happen at the same time as that red dot on the 8-hour, that is going to be likely to give us a big pullback, right? And in that case, right, if we do see that, I do think it is going to be more likely to see a move down to that 786. And, you know, obviously, if we don't get back down to the golden pocket, we're likely not going to see that. But if we do start getting a pullback and we get near this golden pocket, it is going to be more likely to break that golden pocket and come to the 786, in my opinion. Now, again, leaning very heavily on the if this then that statements right now, just because of how choppy everything is. 5-hour red dot looking to print, 4-hour red dot also looking to print. Checking that 15-minute money flow, kind of flat, honestly. Like, it's not really trending down that clearly. So no real clear signals here. Kind of choppy, right? And, like, it is kind of ugly price action, right? Like, no clear, like, trends. Like, it's just, I don't know. This is just chopped up price action. Scalps are rough right now. Get it? Rough. Doge. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. 1-hour green dot also looking to print here. So locally, what I would really be looking at is this little mini range right here, right? Come down to the 15-minute. This is your local context for where price will likely go next. And, you know, simply put, that 1-hour green dot on, I mean, if you do something like this, right, you come out of your value area, you do something like that, and you start getting bearish divergences, right? Let's say your money flow wave, your momentum wave comes up. Momentum continues out as your price action continues up. This could be a good place to be looking for short positions to come back into your range and go down to the low. But I wouldn't really be interested in scalping Doge like that, to be quite honest with you. May even kind of head and shoulders on out of here, potentially, right? But these are the local levels I would look at. I would definitely be looking at this as a range, right? Which is basically what we're banging our head on right now. So let's go previous value area low, POC, value area high. And then we'll give it a white box just to kind of identify it as a volume profile. And there you go, right? So we're tapping our head on that door to potential higher prices, bringing you to the POC at 16.5 cents, or the value area high sitting at about 18 cents, which is also the macro value area low of your range. So, you know, just dissecting the lower time frames here, once you get above this value area low, I would be very cautious around the POC and the value area high, because we could potentially go ahead and reject either the POC golden pocket confluence or the 786 value area high confluence. Very similar to Bitcoin, right? Now, do we have a weekly level up here? Potentially. And you do, right? Like, very similar to Bitcoin. You have this weekly level right here. Let's go ahead and label it weekly. Come back down to a lower time frame. Right, and this is a pretty nice resistance level. So let me turn this purple for shorts. So there you go, right? This is kind of what I would look at, as we get back into this range. If you don't reject from this golden pocket, I would look to come to the high of the range. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at locally on Dogecoin. But again, green dot on the daily, it's really kind of hard to read right now, guys. It's not every day that I just come up here and it's like, I don't know which way it's going, even though we all know at the end of the day, nobody knows where it's going. We're usually able to get some pretty clear signals from the chart, but to be quite honest with you guys, things are kind of chopped up right now, right? Money flow on your 90-minute is, here's your bullish case, 100%. 90-minute money flow crossover into the green. Here's the thing. If we get a pump to the upside, this is what we're coming back to look at, right? This I'm confident in saying. If we get a move up, right, whether we break the highs or not, if we get a significant move up, the argument here is your money flow about to cross over into the green on the 90-minute with your green dot printing on your daily time frame. This would be the bullish case, and if you are going to see higher prices, it is likely going to begin. That move will likely begin on that 90-minute money flow crossover into the green. So keep that on your chart. All right, let's continue on here. Let's see. Oh, my God. We're getting more super chats in here, guys. Shout out to the mods. I love this, bro. I absolutely love this. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Says, happy birthday, Rob. It is Rob the Crypto Snob's birthday. Don't forget, guys. Yeah, it is Rob the Crypto Snob's birthday. So wish him a happy birthday. Drop a little thing drop a little super chat. Anybody new tuning in or anybody who's not been here since the beginning of the stream, we are giving away all the live stream revenue from today and tomorrow's live stream to the mods. So there we go. Shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you for the super chat. Said, when you got 60K up, oh, let you do everything. Wait, was I really that far up? Shout out to Retro Mike. Doge, please. Oh, my God. I am way high up in chat. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Steven Diaz. Let's go. He said LFG Mafia. Mafia, one of the best communities out there. Let's get these gains. Let's go. Shout out to Steven Diaz and Rob the Crypto Snob getting a membership of his own. Rob, you're a mod. You're not supposed to super chat right now, bro. You're supposed to be collecting the money, brother. Shout out to Jay Gilly. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Said, don't cash this until tomorrow. Let's go. Shout out to Jay Gilly. Let's see what else we got here. Shout out to Martin Hanna. Let's go. Said mods, maybe AKA the mobs. This is the Mafia. Let's go. Shout out to Martin. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for showing support. And Rob the Crypto Snob gifted the 10 Frankie Candles membership. Unbelievable. Rob, hey mods, this is why we want to give this to you because I kind of assumed that the mods would be super chatting because that's just what kind of people they are. Like, oh, you guys are, it's like you guys are giving away birthday gifts on your birthday. Shout out to you guys. Dave Digital said, happy birthday, Rob. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. Medic Money says, bets mods in the game. Thank you for all you do for the Mafia. Hashtag salute. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Medic Money. Thank you for being here, bro, and thank you for showing the mods some love. Let's go ahead and, okay, shout out to Blanchard's Bees and FOMO Sapien in the chat. Let's go. Let's go ahead and continue on. So there is Dogecoin. Let's go ahead and check out Volument really quickly. And I will just reiterate, any requested altcoins on Super Chats does not guarantee we look at it. Unfortunately, we just can't promise that. But what I can promise is if you Super Chat and we don't look at your altcoin, we will still give the money to the mods. So shout out to them. All right, let's go ahead and see. Shout out to Walking Dead X and a little for the mods. Let's go. Tony D dropping singles in the chat. Let's go. Tony D, you're going to make me start dancing, bro. Let's go. All right, let's continue on. Shout out to Walking Dead, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Bruno CF said, ready for what, Frankie? I'm in no trade right now. My fear made me close my Atom trade in profit. Well, shout out to Bruno. I always say try to keep the fear out of trading, but if your fear is scaring you into the money, I guess, in fact, scared money made money? Is that possible? Potentially. Shout out to Bruno CF. Hey, I don't have a problem with the emotions if they got you paid, right? That is the only time the emotions are good. So shout out to you, bro. Pat yourself on the back. Even if you missed out on extra gains, remember that is a win, bro. So please look at that as a win. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. He says, post the mods BTC address, please. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's see. I wish I had him. Turn watermarks on, please. Oh, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. That was a legitimate thing. Interesting. You know, I always turn this on during the live streams, and they never save for some reason. But okay, all right, let's take a look here at volume. And thank you for that, Rob. I appreciate you, brother. But let's see here. Okay, take a look at the daily. I don't know what this is, but I will say you are printing a green dot on your daily, so more upside in the short term may not be unlikely. Take a look at the 12-hour VWAP rolling over. Okay. So I would probably, let's take a look at the 4-hour real quick. Really hard to say here. So let me pull this. You have this as kind of a volume profile that you can look at. And one thing I would be not concerned about, well, one thing I would definitely pay attention to is the fact that you do have higher highs on your price action with lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you somewhat of a bearish divergence here as you deviate above your high. I would be careful with the fresh green dot on the daily. I'm not necessarily seeing any... yeah, I'm not necessarily... You do have some bearish divergences here on the 15-minute. Nothing really super, super alarming, to be quite honest with you. But... yeah, I do not. Yeah. Nothing really super alarming here. And again, with a fresh green dot on the daily, we could potentially continue higher. So let me give you some targets to the upside because obviously to the downside, we could look at the volume profile for context. But let me go ahead and pull up some price predictions here. So yeah, this is going to be you are coming up to some significant resistance, right? So we break that level. I would look to come up here between about 0.085 and 0.078. And then the next zone above that, I would be looking at these fib levels between about 11.5 cents to about 10.5 cents. So these are going to be kind of the next zones I'd be looking at for resistance if you continue up. However, I would be somewhat cautious here, right? And let me go ahead and turn off the actual golden pocket and the 786. So yeah, I would be careful, right? You are hitting resistance, especially if you get another push up. You are hitting resistance. You have local bearish divergences on the lower time frames. You also have the 16-hour bearish divergence looking to print. So if you do cool off, obviously your support is going to be down below, looking at the volume profile right here. Go ahead and label that. Whoops. Bada boom. Grab a horizontal raise. You have your value area high, your POC, your value area low. And right there, right? So if you cool off, you could look for support on your value area high. If you break back below your value area high, you are going to be looking at your volume profile. You're going to be looking to break down below the value area high and then get a move back down to the value area low. Also, keeping in mind that that POC is going to be a level of support. Now, let me go ahead and change this over to golden pocket. Yeah, so for me, if I were looking at this, right, I would be looking at something like this, right? Right now, if I were looking for any trade, I would probably be looking for a short, right, a scalp short. But if you do wind up cooling off, I would look for support here. If you get accepted back into the range, I would potentially be looking for longs at the low of the range here, sitting between, call it 0.050 and 0.046. So those are the levels I'd be looking at on Volument. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Shout out to you, bro. Said 10 for the mods and 1 for my peeps. Shout out to you, bro. Said hashtag givers gain. Shout out to Crypto Billy. And Tony D saying, mods, send me your BTC address in Discord. What's the word I'm looking for? No specific reason for that, mods. Just send the address. I don't know. Listen to Tony. He's the boss. Anyway, shout out to Steve M. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for dropping that $25 for the mods. Let's go. Shout out to you guys. Absolutely insane. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. The altcoins for tonight are ETH, Atom, Doge, VMint, ICP, HBAR, Solana, Rio, Pepe, Matic, with XRP, Sheeb, BNB, Algo, Dot, Render, Sui, FTM, Wow, super wow, Bitcoin Cash, and Bonk. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Let's go. We are going to be here for 3.5 days, guys. Okay. All right, let's continue on here. The alts are his portfolio. Yo, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. That's wild. All right, let's go. Yeah, Rob said that the stream is never ending. Yes, absolutely not. We have 150. Yeah, shout out to Lena. Says Loop Ring. We can take a look at Loop Ring. Let's see. Bada boom. We'll take a look at the Coinbase chart. We'll take a quick look at Loop Ring. Yeah, we can take a look at Polkadot. Absolutely. Dot threatened me with a good time, sir. Oh, I'm shot. It said, don't threaten me with a good time. Sure, shout out to I'm My Hero. Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time, guys. Yo, shout out to John Wick. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. He said, bullish confluence on tonight's stream. The pinned chat formed a higher low, causing the money flow to cross into the green. We entered the value area when Frankie pulled up the charts, and the mods found support from Golden's pocket. Yo, shout out to Wick. That's pretty funny, bro. Shout out to John Wick. Yeah, finding support from Golden's pocket is really good, bro. Shout out to John Wick. Unbelievable. And then Tony D said Golden is insisting on sending them BTC. Oh, no. Golden, don't support our mods. That would be so lame. I mean, Tony, give the people what they want. I mean, shout out to Golden. Golden, we are not forcing you to do anything. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah. Let's go. Shout out to Tony D. And shout out to Golden. And shout out to the mods. I don't know what Golden's going to send you. I don't know what he's going to send you. I don't know. But he's an awesome guy. That is for dang sure. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Golden. Said, I'm offering to do it. I mean, hey, let's go. Yo, Wolfman said, yo, Tony, make me a mod for the next 2 days. Let's get it. But yeah. All right, let's continue on. Okay, 12 big. Can I include my Addy too? All right, let's take a look at LRC. Yeah, I mean, I will say this, right? Green dot looking to print on the daily pretty soon. But your 12 and your 16 hour look like the VWAP may want to flop to the downside, which could be an early warning sign, but too early to take anything away from. Red dot on the 4 hour about to print. Money flow crossed over into the red. 2 hour green dot printing, money flow coming up. Completely washed signals, guys. Like it is very, very choppy right now. There's nothing really that clear. You have the money flow crossover into the green on the 1 hour, but your 16 hour green dot has been confirmed for 16 hours almost. So there's no really good confluence there. Daily green dot looking to print. Your 90-minute money flow is somewhat trending to the upside. So for a move up, this is what I would look for. If we pull our range right here, drop this like that. Value area high. POC. Value area low. So simply put here, if we are going to kind of consolidate below resistance and break up, flip this to support and come up to the POC, I would expect this to line up with the money flow crossover into the green on the 90-minute, as long as the daily green dot is printing at the same time. That could be the thing that you need to get a move not only to your POC, but potentially all the way back up to your value area high, sitting at about 49 cents, almost 50 cents. So this is kind of the local range I would be looking at, right? Value area low coming in at 39, POC coming in at 43.5, and your value area highs coming in at almost 50 cents, right? 49.4989 cents. So these are the local levels I would look at, and money flow in the 90-minute money flow crossover is probably going to be the thing. If we do get the move up, that would be the thing to cause it, right? With the green dot on the daily. 4 hour red dot looking to print, so I think you probably will chop around here for a little bit. If you don't get a dump, it will at least kind of give you a little bit of chop. Key levels of support below. If you do get a cool off, I would look to hold this zone. If you lose this 786 right here at 35 cents, that's where I would expect lower prices for loop ring, right? And if we pull up that VPVR, yeah, you actually have some decent resistance support below, other than this gap you have here, which may fill. Yeah, you have a decent bit of support below you, to be honest. So, as long as you hold this blue box, I would expect to keep coming up to these potential higher prices on loop ring. Other than that, 4 hour money flow crossover into the red, 6 hour money flow is coming out. So overall, money flow is pointing down right now, right? But the question is, if we're going to see Bitcoin break another all-time high, if we're going to see the alt season actually come in here, chances are a lot of this money flow, especially on the higher time frames coming out, is just going to come back up into a bigger green wave, right? And this is something we can't avoid or predict. So again, this is when knowledge of the actual knowledge of the actual market will come into play, right? Because if you don't understand that we could be on the verge of an alt season coming, then you wouldn't know that it's likely to get faked out on the money flow. But because we know an alt season may be likely to come up soon, we could anticipate that any of these higher time frames having money flow coming out could wind up being a fake out to come into bigger green waves. So keep that in mind. But these are definitely the key levels I will be looking at on Loop Ring. So there you go. The dreaded VWAP flop. Bing bong. Shout out to Walking Dead. And wait, hang on. Hold up. I see Ant Art. I saw Ant Art pop up in the chat. Where'd you go? Hey, there he is. Ant Art or Ant Art NFTs. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you in here. Let's go. Let's see. Golden says, Retro Mike, you got the title wrong. It's Lord BTC the Third. Is that your name, Golden? And we just call you Golden for short? Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Honest Crypto said, props coin. Is it? I assume it's just props USDT, potentially. Let's see. I guess this is props. Yeah, I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing here. Let's see. Somebody said, I'm going to freeball this. So let's take a look at Solana real quick. Someone said, Crypto Fuse says, Frankie, can you look at the 4-hour, 15-minute on Solana? Oh, baby. This is, we were looking at this, was it yesterday or the day before? We were looking at the daily red dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover to potentially start a bigger move to the downside. It did start the bigger move down, I guess, but we didn't get the crossover until down here, which is interesting. But let's see. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour red dot is confirmed. Nice little trigger wave there as well. Did you get a blood diamond is the question. No blood diamond, which is good. 15-minute money flow is in the red. This is not like a fresh setup here, in my opinion, right? Typically, when you get the 4-hour red dot with the 15-minute money flow crossover into the red, that is oftentimes where the bigger move down will start. However, we are not seeing that setup right now. So, not like the best setup there. Technically, let's check the 2-hour. VWAP coming up, money flow crossing over into the red, 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red with, I'll be honest, it's choppy. It is choppy out there, guys. Be careful, right? That's why anytime the market is choppy, I will spend more time looking at the levels, right? Because the value area is just, these levels are always going to be the levels, right? There's not necessarily going to be, it's not going to be as confusing, right? Or it's not going to be the levels are the levels. We're not going to get mixed signals from the levels, right? The value area low is always going to be the value area low. The POC will always be the POC, and the value area high will always be the value area high. And this is a beautiful example, guys, of how we use these profiles to make money, right? And I know I always say this, but it's like, you see this happen enough. This is what will give you confidence to put enough money on the line to make significant profit, because you see these play out time and time and time again. And they don't always play out. Just like I said, on Bitcoin, I expected to see the value area low get hit, and we simply front ran that level and got a bounce, right? It doesn't happen 100% of the time, which I was kind of excited to show you guys that, because I feel like all I show is that the value areas play out every single time, and they don't. It's not the case. But they are very reliable, right? You hit your head, flip the POC to support, and then you get the move up to the high. And then what are you expecting at the high? Potential short entries. Simply put, you swing fail the value area high, and now you're back into the range. So as of right now on Solana, what I would be looking for is, if we can stay within this range, I will be looking for a move down towards that POC. Now, is Market Cypher in agreement with this? Red potential blood diamond on the 8-hour. That's the VPVR. Yeah. 8-hour blood diamond printing. This could easily bring you down to that POC value area low. And it was the 4-hour blood diamond too then? No. And you are getting a short signal here on the 4-hour. So that is worth noting. This 8-hour blood diamond may be able to pull you down here, right? So that would be a pretty nice drop, about 26%. But again, it's still not the clearest signal, right? Things are wish-washy here, right? Like, you're about to print a 2-hour green dot, but your 1 hour is about to flop over to print a red dot, right? So it's like everything is super choppy. So, when this happens, I do tend to stick on the higher time frames as well as just kind of put more emphasis on the key levels. And then let me pull this local range here. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, you bing bong around, deviate from the local range, back to the low, back to the high. Now you're getting an 8-hour blood diamond. I think you could potentially have a little bit more downside to go here on Solana. Again, not taking bets on it, right? I'm not trading based off of it. I'm just letting things play out right now. So I would look for a potential move down, on the based off that 8-hour blood diamond if it does wind up confirming. So this bad boy may be able to bing bong you down to here. And, again, that value area low is coming in at $133. So there you go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob said, thank you all, Candle Mafia. Thank you, Frankie Candles. And thank you, Tony D. Best bosses in the world. Special thanks to @Golden. We are humbled. Yeah, Golden can just easily humble you. It's amazing. In the best way. Shout out to Golden. And shout out to Rob. No. Thank you. Best mods in the game. So shout out to you guys. Chemistry Bro said, man, it's going to be wild to watch if Sol really does run to 1K. Absolutely. Like, see, almost a 10x. That would be absolutely insane. But yeah, shout out to Chemistry Bro. That would be wild. I want lower on Solana to DCA into. Shout out to D Petty Crypto. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. As you guys know, I am infamously bought Solana and DCA'd into Solana beautifully right here. Right now, it was a DCA, so I didn't care if we got another move down, but I just didn't know it was going to go to 0, right? Like, I thought we were going to maybe, like, dump down a little bit, right? And let's buy a little bit more down here. I did not know we were going to nuke to 0. But you guys know the story on that. Bought those 3x leveraged tokens at the low here, and then made up those losses, plus profit. So that's pretty nice. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and continue. Red dot on dot. Shout out to Tron. Let's get it. Yeah, you know what's funny, guys? Yo, shout out to Dylan King. Said the tattoo's still fire, my dude. Shout out to Dylan King. If you guys do not know, Dylan has a legitimate Frankie Candles tattoo. Absolute legend. Unbelievable. I love you, bro. And apparently it still looks good, baby. Let's get it. Shout out to you, bro. Hey, bro. We gotta one day at a meetup or at a conference. If you're ever at a conference, bro, you gotta find me. If you ever find me, please come get me and show me this tattoo, bro. I would love to take a picture with you. That would be iconic. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, Chemistry Rose said, immensely humbled. The Mafia is amazing. Frankie, you're amazing. Tony, you're amazing. And Golden, you're amazing. Truly honored to be here with everyone. Shout out to Chemistry, bro. We are honored to have you, bro. What Ken Bro said, you guys are truly the best. Absolutely, guys. And yeah, shout out to the mods. The crazy thing is, it's like the mods are super chatting on the days where they're supposed to get the super chat revenue, and everyone's super chatting. Like guys, I said all the super chats go to the mods, and like I click on fan funding, right, which is the thing you click to see all the super chats, and like this is like potentially the most super chats. We've gotten a lot of super chats before, but this is absolutely insane. Like I'm flicking through these super chats, it's like the love is crazy for the mods, and like that almost makes me feel better than the love that we get for me, by a landslide, right? It's the most humbling, nice thing to get super chats and people saying nice things to me, but to hear you guys say that about the mods and show all that support towards the mods is really something special. Unbelievable. I would love to show that. Tony D, can you double check? Like, can I show the YouTube studio? Are we going to like give away secret keys or something? Let me know, because I would love to show that, but I'm always afraid I'm going to like give away the YouTube password if I show the studio. I don't think there's anything in there. Let me know if we can do that. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Okay. Yo, someone said Golden. John Vucci said go. Golden is wild, bro. Yeah, Golden is literally unhinged in the best way. And yeah, shout out to Will says Dot. Thanks, Frankie. Shout out to you, brother. We'll take a look at Dots right. Not take a look at thoughts. Take a look at Dot right now. Good Lord. Shout out to Caffeinated Crypto. Thank you for the super chat. Said Givers Gain. Thanks, mods. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for supporting our members, mods. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. taking a look at DOT, but not the market cap. Let's take a look at the actual asset. Let's take a look at it on Binance Tether US. And as you guys know, we have been looking at DOT for quite some time, kind of looking at DOT as one of those altcoins that have not broken out to the that really haven't gotten the big breakout yet, right? We saw Dogecoin break out in a big way. Right? We saw Dogecoin break out of its bear market range, get a move up to the value area low, a flip of the POC, and then a move up to the value area high. But we got a little bit of a cool off, which is nice because I am looking to hold up, hang on. These are shout out to Buff Link. Shout out to you, bro. Said a mod forced me to send this. Send help. Oh no, Buff Link is under duress. Sending super chats. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that. Somebody help. Somebody help Buff. Somebody help Buff. Golden says, Frankie, make Tony give me a BTC address for him. Just do it, Tony. Yeah, Tony, I'll fire you if you don't give Golden your Bitcoin address. Tony D is like probably saying like, no. Like Tony D is just going to want to give anything he gets to everybody else. Which is amazing, Tony. That is amazing. You're an amazing person. You really are. But do it. Give him your BTC address, dude. Do it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Shout out to Golden. But Tony, yeah, you are fired if you don't give Golden your Bitcoin address. But shout out to Golden. Yo, this is crazy. This is like a crazier reaction than I expected. I expected people to go wild when we said we were going to give all the revenue to the mods. But I did not expect it to go this crazy. Tony D said, stop bullying me. Tony says, thank you for everything, for dealing with my random brain dumps, for keeping the community ran tight, and for always uploading and instilling or upholding and instilling our values. You are all every bit as responsible for this community as we are. 100%, guys. You are the community, right? Like, I'm just the guy on camera. Like, the community that people always say, you built an amazing community. I might have congregated everybody, but you guys are the community. You guys make up the amazingness of this whole thing. So seriously, shout out to the community. You guys are crazy. But let's continue on. Always tip your dealer. Go mods. Shout out to the Salty Biscuit. Also a winner of that 0.02 Bitcoin giveaway. Shout out to the Salty Biscuit. All right. Oh, shout out to Luca. Welcome to the muscle, Luca. Thank you for getting that, brother. Shout out to you. Welcome to La Familia, brother. John Vucci said, all mods appreciate you guys. Golden, you're a savage. And thanks to Darren Does Things and Blind Candles and all the boys in the Discord. LFG. Shout out to John Vucci and Edward Paperhands. I volunteer to take Tony D's BTC address spot. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. I think I said paper hands before. Unbelievable. And Wolfman Ain't My Crypto said, stop bullies. You guys are crazy. So many super chats. But shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Yo, you're wild, bro. You guys are so good. But let's continue on. The Godfather said, haha, he's just the guy on camera. No, Frankie, we're family. Shout out to the Godfather. You are 100% right. Let's go. Yeah, Chemistry Bro said LFG Discord kitchen trading chat is always popping too. Absolutely. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. And I do have a little bit of an announcement I want to make. But I think I might make it tomorrow, as it'll be like an official announcement tomorrow, even though the thing I'm talking about is active right now. We may or may not have added potentially the best value that we have ever added to the premium Discord, and it may or may not have to do something with Darren Does Things. But I'll announce it officially tomorrow, even though it's technically active right now. But anyway, guys, taking a look at DOT, we got a breakout of this key level here, right? The bear market range. We got the breakout. I actually did buy a bunch of DOT. A little bit here, and then I bought a bunch as we were testing that value area high, anticipating the breakout. And now we are coming back down to not only test potentially the golden pocket retracement, which has beautiful confluence of right on that value area high. You could also watch that 786 as a backup level. However, if we stick this as support, potentially our next target could be up towards here at this value area low of the macro range above. So let me actually grab a box here. Do something like this. Little value area high sauce, a little bit of POC sauce, and a little bit of value area low sauce. There we go. So there you go, right? Next target for DOT would potentially be the value area low at 1435. Flip that value area low and the POC. We could see a move back up to the value area high of about macro value area high at about 34,165, which likely is very close to your macro golden pocket. So you grab from the high all the way down to the low, and I guess That was an invisible fit. An invisible fib? This is just a dot. This is just like a white dot. This is not a fib. Let me go ahead and pull that fib real quick from the high all the way to the low. Yeah, and you can see that golden pocket does come in perfect confluence with that value area high. And I'll change that to purple for resistance. So yeah, in the long term, guys, I am buying DOT on this cool off, right? Full disclosure. Like I said, I bought a little here, I bought a little here, and I will be buying a little bit down here, right? Anticipating another move up. Now, understand that this is not the biggest move, right? Now, if this gets back to the value area high, it's about a 322% gain, which is like, I know it sounds crazy that that's not a lot of a gain, right? But in crypto, that's not too crazy. It's not going to be a 10x. But understand that Polkadot is a very solid project. It's likely not going to zero, right? It's probably not a scam, right? This is a legitimate high utility top coin, right? It's a blue chip altcoin. So, although you may only be limited to 300%, you could think to yourself, like, maybe I'm a little bit, like, for me, I'm a little bit more comfortable dumping a lot of money into DOT rather than dumping a lot of money into COQ, right? Sure, I own COQ, but, I'm not going to put, 50K in COQ, right? DOT is a little bit more of a safer bet, in my opinion, right? Do your own research. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dave Digital said, for real, bro. For real. And then he said, I'm not crying. You are. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Don't cry, brother. Don't cry. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Chronic said, Frankie, the mods, and the Mafia, the GOAT crypto channel. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Chronic. I appreciate that, bro. And I know the mods will appreciate that super chat. So let's go. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Shout out to Pearls in the chat. What is going on, dude? Good to see you. Said, Frankie, keep it up. Thank you, brother. I'll try. Oh, God. I'm kidding, guys. But I do want to say, if you guys want to get an Extra wallet, go ahead and check the link in the description down below, guys. I am so hype about this. I've had an Extra wallet for so long, and then I hadn't had one for a really long time. I had this kind of like makeshift fake one. But then Extra hit us up and was like, hey, we think we could do well together here. And Tony D was like, Frankie Candles already loves Extra wallets. Really, really cool wallet, guys. It's all leather. And it is legit leather. I can smell it. It also comes with a tracker, so you don't lose your wallet. I actually haven't lost my wallet in a while. I used to lose it a lot. But the cool part about this is all your cards, push this little trigger here, boop, and all your cards come out. I cannot have a wallet that does not do this anymore, ever since I have my Extra. And I'm so happy to have one again. And then obviously you have room to put, some cash and some cards in there. So we always talk about crypto wallets, but what happens when you take your profit and you got to, walk around with some walking around money? You're going to need a wallet to put it in. So check out Extra for real, guys. I've had an Extra for years. Like I said, I had to deal with this phony for a while, but yeah, go check them out. We have a discount code in the description down below. Obviously, you'll help support the channel. But again, like I said, I had one of these since 2017, 2018, something like that. Super dope wallet. And dare I say, almost smells as good as Mrs. Candle's hands. But anyway, guys, let's continue on. That's what I'm looking at on DOT. Potential 3x incoming here. Not necessarily right now, but if we do get a move like we saw on Dogecoin or SHIB or a lot of the altcoins that have already gotten a big move, we could be seeing something like this on Polkadot in the near future. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at. As far as short-term stuff, I will say, taking a look at Market Cypher, take a look at the daily. VWAP's starting to come up. Now, again, it's not like we're going to print this green dot on the daily and just yeet right up to the value area high. It's very unlikely. That green dot on the daily may give you something like this, right? You might boop, boop, right? And then maybe, you bing bong around a little bit and then another move, right? It's going to be slow. It's going to be boring. But in the long term, that's the trajectory I would expect to take. But with that VWAP curving back up, this would be what I'd look at for that green dot on the daily to give us that next move to the upside. So there you go. Does it smell like Mrs. Candle's hand? Not really. It's Mrs. Candle's hands have more of like a candy scent to them. It just smells like cotton candy and like coconut, I guess. This has much more of like a hide smell, just like a raw leather, just like yeah, it's definitely real leather. It's definitely real leather. I'm not gonna lie, guys. These it's so nice. It's so nice. It's so satisfying to do. Just pop those cards out. I will never be able to have. And just so you guys know, Extra is the best kind of wallet for this. It's just funny because I really feel like I'm shilling. But if we did not have an affiliate account or like an affiliate link with Exter, I would still be shilling this wallet unpaid. But I will say, once you get one of the, I'm not going to do this one because all my real cards are in there. But, once you go to one of these wallets, you can't go back. You really can't. Whether it's an Extra or something else. Once you can pull that trigger and just shoot out those cards, it's lit. Cold hard cash. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. I know we talk about crypto wallets all the time. We never talk about what to do with the cash when you take your money. I should have put some cash in there. It can hold a lot of cash too. Right? Like, look how good this fits. Right? You could fit as much cash in here as you wanted. Come on. Let's stuff this thing. Stuff it. Get some hungies in there. All right. There you go. Come on. That is versatile. And you still have access to your cards. Unbelievable. Shout out to Exter. Full circle that we have a deal with them. Unbelievable. But let's go ahead and continue on, guys. Shout out to Golden. Said mods are tipped in BTC now. Love you all and thank you for what you all do for us. Shout out to Golden. Unbelievable, bro. I would tell you that you don't need to. If you gave me a BTC tip, I'm like, dude, you didn't have to do that. So I want to be like, dude, you didn't have to do that, but it's for the mods. So please. I'm glad you did that. Shout out to you, bro. And we got Crypto Anon Jr. We got Luca in here. Says Frankie Candles. Look, I'm a member now. I'm part of the Mafia muscle. Let's go. I'm just spending my dad's money. Luca, run away with the money, brother. Run away with the money. Go buy Bitcoin, dude. Go buy Bitcoin. Shout out to Luca, bro. If you guys don't know, Luca is Crypto Anon, one of our amazing mods. Son, great kid. Shout out to Luca. Good to see you in here, buddy. And I like that you're in chat now, bro. This is fire. I love it. Shout out to you, bro. Bing bong. But let's go ahead and continue on, guys. We took a look at DOT. We took a look at ICP. We took a look at, so let's take a look at ICP and HBAR real quick because I actually do, yeah, we're running out of time here. Take a look at ICP. Now, I will be honest with you guys. A lot of this analysis recently has been do the analysis and let things play out. And, we don't always check everything, right? We can't always check every single coin. But simply put, I want you guys to take away kind of the strategies and the techniques that we use here, right? Simply put, you look for the breakout of the bear market range. You look to test the value area low of the next higher up macro range, right? So you go from the bear market range, test the value area low, test the value area low. And what is going on here? We are technically putting in higher lows here, right? But, it's all in context of volume profiles. When you're looking at the higher time frames, we know once we break this value area low, sitting at 1582, this is the doorway to higher prices as we have it labeled. Once you get above there, you can look to come to the POC, flip the POC, and then get a move to the value area high, right? But you might think to yourself, well, what's going on within there, right? Simply come down to a lower time frame, zoom in, and look at your volume profiles, right? So you have a range up here, and I don't know, guys, I cannot for the life of me figure out why these volume profiles will not load anymore. I cleared my cache. I just don't know what's going on, but you can see, right? We have this range up here, and we have this range down here, and when these levels are no longer respected, simply put, these levels will likely be respected, right? So you break out of this range, you come into this range. Once you lose the value area low, you go to test the previous value area high. Then you get accepted back in your range to the POC, to the value area high, back down to low, back down to the high, back down to the low, back down to the high, lose the range again. Where'd you find support? Little bit on the value area high. Once you lose this value area high, where are you expecting to go? Straight to the POC, got the bounce back out of the range, fiddled around with your other range, came back to the high, back to the low, back to the high, deviation, back to the low, back to the, and then you deviate. Where do you get the bounce? Right from your value area high. You also got another bounce right here. So not only can you use the context of the range that you're in, but you could also use the previous range as your key levels below, because obviously not only do you get support on the value area highs, right, but you also get support on the POCs. Look at that. Bada boom. Unbelievable. So that's what I'm looking at, right? Like what happened here? We broke down out of our range. Now we're back within our volume profile. Let me get rid of these boxes, right? So as long as we remain above this value area low at 1217, we're going to look to flip this to support, come up to the POC, flip the POC, and come to the high, right? Once we get up here, we can look for resistance. If we break out, where's the next key level of resistance? Simply put, look at your next volume profile. This one's special because it's a macro volume profile, and not only that, but this is the door to higher prices. Once you hold this as support, you could look to come up to the POC at about 1990. But for now, I would simply be looking in the context of this volume profile, right? Other than that, money flow crossing over into the green on your 2-hour. 1-hour money flow crossing over into the green as well. 4-hour VWAP rolling over. Yeah, I mean, market ciphers chomped up a little bit right now. 90-minute money flow crossover. Fresh. Yeah, green dot on the daily printing. I think based off of that, as long as your money flow continues up on the daily, very likely to come up to this value area high. So there you go. Shout out to TRD Farmer. Says, cheers to the best mods in the space and Golden, the embodiment of Giver's Gain. Now Rob has some birthday money. Shout out to TRD Farmer. Let's go. Unbelievable. Appreciate the super chat, bro. And TRD Farmer, tell the fam I said bing bong. Shout out to you, brother. Dave Digital says, let's go. Cap got that real security. Shout out to Dave Digital. Absolutely. Let's see. I can't share my address until I have access to it. I'm not off work yet. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Let's see. Can ICP hit $10,000? Shout out to Nizam. Is that what that says? Can ICP hit $10,000? Well, Izam, I never know how to say your name, bro. I hope I don't butcher it too badly. But what you could do is you could look at something like the coin perspective, brother, right? You could pull this up. You could go ahead and use ICP, and then you could go ahead and type in your price, right? So your target price would be $10,000 for 788X. And yeah, so the market cap of ICP to get to $10,000 would be $4.6 trillion, right? So very unrealistic. In my opinion, right? So for me, yeah, I wouldn't be looking for a $10,000 ICP. See, a $1,000 ICP would be a $461 billion market cap, right? So, coin perspective is something I like to use to try to figure out realistic price targets, as well as using actual technical analysis. But yeah, this is, I would not be expecting a $10,000 ICP, right? Like even if it had the market cap of Bitcoin, it wouldn't even be anywhere near $10,000. So keep that in mind. Like maybe many years in the future, potentially, like depending on how much, how high the market cap of crypto becomes. But yeah, I think that would be very, very unlikely. Let's see. Shout out to Nizam. All right, let's see. Yo, dude, BTC has not moved for 2 hours. Not the most exciting price action right now. All right, let's go ahead and check out H-bar real quick. Take a look at the MEXC chart on H-bar. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look at the, let's go H-bar. That's the market cap. Okay, yeah, so here we are. Yeah. All right, well, what we'll be looking at here, let's see. This is all, yeah, I mean, these are actually, these are valid. This is a valid fib, in my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, come to the higher time frames here, taking a look at the 6-hour technically. Yeah, from this wick low to the high, our golden pocket sat right on the POC. We bounced off that POC, got rejected from the value area high. Simply put, you went right back down to the POC, right back down to the value area low, deviated below your value area low to do what? Put in that 786 retracement where we had this blue zone, right? This is a support zone. We looked at this on the live stream. And we got the bounce, right? And now we are back potentially looking to flip that POC to support and potentially get back up to the value area high. So simply put, I would be looking, let me readjust this volume profile. I would be looking at these levels as your key levels right now. As long as you stay above the POC, very likely to come up and hit 11 cents or a 0.11840 cents. Lose the low. What are you looking down towards? That's right, your previous value area high, which we've already done and gotten beautiful support on, obviously, which is pretty wild. I don't know what all these little dots are. It's a little bit weird. But, yeah, that is, yeah, so if we break down below here, simply going to be looking for support on your value area high. If you lose that, look to play within this range. But for the most part, I would be looking to bing bong around within our range until we lose it. So there you go. Other than that, 6-hour red dot looking to print. Daily VWAP coming up, looking for a green dot. 90-minute money flow also. Yeah, so you don't really have great confluence here. If this money flow was coming up, I would be looking for this green dot on the daily to give us a big move up. So unless this green dot prints and the 90-minute money flow just really flies up into the green, I would anticipate a big move up. But other than that, once you get that green dot on the daily, I would expect to come to at least the value area high. But other than that, again, not leaning too much on the money flow, not money flow, but like just not really leaning on the indicators very much right now, right? Because, if I were to take anything away from this money flow, it is pretty bearish, right? Money flow is coming out on a lot of these higher time frames. Fresh money flow crossover into the red on the 12-hour, 16 hours also coming into the red. But we also, this is kind of what I've been saying. We have to keep in mind that if we're going to see an alt season, right, if it comes out of nowhere and things just start absolutely ripping, this money flow is just going to shoot right back up into the green, and it's going to be a fake out into the red. But, binarily, if you're just looking at the information on the charts, this is bearish money flow. So any bounce to the upside would likely be a lower high before continuing to the downside. Which, again, your next key zone of support is going to be between 9 cents and about 8.5 cents, or not even 0.08418 cents. So, again, not really making too many decisions based off of this, but money flow is bearish, but I'm very open to the idea of getting faked out with money flow right now. Most of the time, money flow never lies, right? More often than not, we look back and we go, the money flow never lies, guys. But unfortunately, as of right now, I think if we are going to get fake outs on money flow, at least, especially on the altcoins, if we're anticipating an alt season to come in once Bitcoin kind of starts consolidating or pulling back heavier, it's going to be likely to see those fake outs on the money flow. Again, I went over this earlier, similar to Bitcoin, right? Like on the daily, on Market Cipher, we had money flow coming out. This looks, right, when you look at this in bar replay mode, this is extremely bearish because not only do you have money flow coming out, right, but you also have a confirmed bearish divergence with your higher highs on price, lower highs on your momentum waves. Money flow comes out. This is the sign of an extremely bearish move. However, we were able to understand where we were in the market, right? At this time, we had our weekly money flow already crossed over into the green with the weekly VWAP coming up, and this looked like we wanted to pump in the long term. And understanding where we were in the cycle in the middle of a bear market rally, right? I guess we could not call it a bear market rally anymore, but in the midst of like somewhat of a bear market rally, we know that, things might just keep pushing to the upside, which made it very likely to get a fake out. If you guys remember being in the streams during this time, we were looking for a fake out here, but I was also, we had to also say, binarily, just looking at the charts, this is an extremely bearish daily chart. Higher highs on your price, lower highs on your momentum waves, and you have your money flow coming out. This is a recipe for a big move down. And if you took a trade off the daily bear div, you did get a nice little short position. However, again, based off the extra analysis we were able to do and understanding where we were in the cycle, we were able to understand that a fake out would be very likely here. And we even went back down to the previous bull market, right? Showing us like you come into the red, back into the green. Come into the red, right back into the green. Come into the red, right back into the green. Right? So it's very likely that you're going to get fake outs on a big move up. And that's why we were anticipated this money flow fake out. And then obviously what happened, we dipped in the red right back into the green as we got those bigger moves up. So, no indicator, no volume profile, nothing is just going to hit 100% of the time. You have to do other analysis. Like I was just mentioning, looking at previous cycles, looking at other tools, using other tools or using other indicators, what have you, right? Looking at order flow, whatever it is, you have to do other analysis. You can't just rely on one thing. And that is literally the situation that we're in right now. Because again, like I am looking for potential all-time highs again. However, we're likely to get faked out on money flow. So money flow looks bearish. But again, for the same reason that we were a little sketchy over that daily money flow that I just showed on Bitcoin, we could do that same thing with the altcoins if we are going to be anticipating alt season to come in. So with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream, guys. Thank you so much. Tony D, can I show the studio? Let me know. I'm sure you already answered this, but I didn't see it. Let me know if we could show the studio, because I would really love to show the mods, because seriously, like if you just scroll through these super chats, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's like this makes me feel good, so good for the mods. And just so you know, guys, there's a lot of really good colors in here, right? There's a lot of pinks, there's a lot of yellows, there's a lot of oranges, there's a bunch of reds as well, which is obviously good because those are the super high price tags. But yeah, unbelievable. Shout out to the Candle Mafia and shout out to the mods. You guys are the best, and yeah, like we truly do appreciate you guys. And seriously, the community loves you. Maybe as much. I don't know about as much, but they're pretty close. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in and showing so much love to the mods. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Make a video for the mods to see it. Bring it to life. Shout out to Dave Digital. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. So yeah, guys, drop some love in the. He said like the control room. Yeah, just make sure the stream key is hidden, which it is by default. Okay, maybe we'll just pull it up here. Maybe we'll just pull it up. Okay, yeah. Stream settings. Yeah, okay. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. I'm just going to pull it up and show you guys. So let me pull up. I know you can't see the screen right now, but let me actually pull up. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to fan funding, guys. Mods, this is all for you guys. Look at this. Look at these super chats. Look at these super chats. This might be a record number of super chats. This might be a record number of super chats. This competes. Look at this. This is ridiculous, guys. Shout out to the mods. Unbelievable. This is lit. Guys, woohoo. Let's go. That might be a record. The last time we got a big number like that on super chats was, I think, like the first time we ever activated super chats. So insane. Shout out to the mods. You see how much the Candle Mafia loves you, and I love you just as much. I like to think a little bit more. So with all that being said, shout out to the best community on planet Earth. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I know the mods do as well. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin. Like I said, you guys have both key levels or all three key levels that I'm looking at for my next trade. Other than that, if we just get a pump out of nowhere, I'm going to cash in on my swing long. If not, I will be looking for entries at the levels that we looked at earlier today. And with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream, Mafia. I will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, where we will be doing the 0.02 Bitcoin giveaway. So again, get into the free Discord, go to the giveaway section, and click that participate button if you want a chance to win even more free Bitcoin. Even though Golden, I feel like, has given away more money than exists on Earth. But for some reason, not for some reason, but somehow Golden can give away another 0.02 Bitcoin to the Candle Mafia. So shout out to you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Yeah, but are you moving it up or down? Dude, you got to tell me. I got to tell the Mafia. Are you moving it up or down? I can't. What if the TA doesn't work? Satosh, come on, dude. I've known you for literally my entire life. You tell me every time, up or down. Just tell me. You want to see if I can actually do the TA without your help. It's just easier if you tell me. And then what? I'm going to be wrong. What if I'm wrong? They're going to be pissed. They're going to be like, this guy's always right, now he's wrong, and they're going to hate me. No, they love me. They'll stay? I hope so. Okay. You sure you don't want to tell me? All right. Fine. I still love you. All right. Peace, dude. Peace. Satoshi. You guys, that's a nickname for my cousin. I was just on the phone with my cousin. He's not talking about crypto. He was talking about, I won't even talk about what it is. It was not Satoshi, guys. It was not Satoshi. And he wasn't saying there's a big move incoming. But if it was him, he said there's a big move incoming. But he won't tell me which way, unfortunately. So he said he wanted to test my skills. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I thought being friends with Satoshi Nakamoto would have a little bit more benefit than him just telling me to guess which way it was going. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Asta Pasta. Shout out to the mods and shout out to the, I almost said just the community. Shout out to the CandleMafia. You guys are the absolute best. And Genesis, with a last-minute super chat, said, this is like Marvel's post-credit scene. Love it. Shout out to Genesis. We call it the Frankie Fake Out. And actually, I don't know if we still have it. We used to have like a little like CandleMafia animation that we used to do, but I don't think we have it anymore. It was literally like a play on the Marvel thing. But anyway, guys, shout out to Jessica, our female CandleMafia representative. We love you, Jessica. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. That's all I got. And guys, when my hat is crooked, I need you guys to tell me. That's so embarrassing. I'm like, all right, guys, see you later. It's like, we got to fix that. Yikes. That's all I got, guys. Asta Pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Oh, no, that was the wrong button. Oh, God.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out,